Pablo Creek.
Yes,
How'd you do?
I did. I hit some balls. Some went where I wanted it to go, and some didn't. Some of them was um, they wasn't being disciplined. The ball wasn't. So got to probably try some new balls.
Have you played Top Golf before?
I have. I have. Last time I played was in Tampa.
Okay, so is it better than the golf game on the actual links?
Yeah, because it doesn't count really out here. You play out there and you're playing with guys and you want to win and you want better shots than them and they let you hear about it. At least out here they don't let you hear about it as much.
Kind of a cool way to do this sort of get together for the different fan bases in different cities, to where it's more than just you come, you sit, you hear them talk. They get to actually interact and do something a little fun on the side.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you're doing something different, not always just doing the same old thing and just change it up. I was excited when I heard that we're going to do it at Top Golf. Get around everyone. But the thing I like about it most, everyone gets a chance to compete and go out there. Another opportunity to compete, and our fans and everyone get to do it.
Coach, you've had a little opportunity, a few days to evaluate both the spring game and then maybe the entire spring. Did anything jump out at you when you kind of delved into the film a little bit more?
I feel like we're better as a football team. After watching it, I thought we had a really good spring. We stayed healthy. I thought we got better in areas that we struggled with last year, and we had a spring game that was nice. I was really impressed with the way our guys executed, especially when they wasn't playing with guys they normally play with, and we were able still to go out there and execute at a high level, and that was good to see.
And did you see what you wanted to see out of James as far as he started the spring knowing he's going to be the guy? Did he take that and kind of run with it, especially on the field and then as far as leadership goes?
James has been the same as James been since I've been here. He's a great teammate, and he comes out to work every single practice. And if there's anything that changed about him, I think his focus on and how he comes out to practice. Every time he comes out to practice now, there's a purpose. There's something that he wants to get better at and work at, and you see a difference at him every time he goes out there. The thing I like about him, he's holding his teammates accountable to catching footballs, to lining up right, to doing all the things they need to, and that's a great sign.
You said that DJ was the most improved player this spring. Where do you feel like his game has kind of grown the most since you've gotten him?
Well, I think it's important to him now. I think not that it wasn't before, but he's putting in the work that it takes to get better. I see DJ up in the film room a lot more than I saw him last year, and then just the way he comes about the practice. Not one day this spring I seen DJ come out there not ready to practice. He had a smile on his face every single day, coming out with a purpose. And I said the same thing about James, but it's a reason behind it. Those guys are roommates, and they both talked about this season and things they want to do this season and how they want to help this football team. And I've been impressed just how not only they talked about it, they went out and did it every day in practice. And even when spring ball was over with, those guys got their teammates together to still go out there and continue to work. And again, we didn't get that before.
What do you think it means for DJ to be here tonight, back in his hometown?
Oh, it's great. I'm happy for him, to be back here and where it all started. And he loves Duval County a lot, and he always talk about representing Jacksonville. And I know having him back tonight he might be a little nervous, but I know he's going to be excited to be back home around familiar faces.
I know your job is to hype up the fan bases in every city. Probably a little easier in Jacksonville with them knowing that first game of the year, you guys are coming right back here to the River City and get to play down at the big stadium.
That's going to be fun. I think we're all looking forward to it, coming here to Jacksonville and playing Boise State, be a good ball game against a good football team. And I know our guys are excited. We've been working, almost every day in the spring on something with Boise. Want to make sure we're prepared for them, but we know we'll have a lot of no's here, and I'm excited about the season, and we know we'll have a lot of fans ready to see our football team, and we've got to make sure that we go out there and give them what they're looking for.
Really looking at the film after the spring game, how do you think the offensive line performed for you?
I thought they did a good job. Again, considering those guys that played probably won't be starting once it comes the fall, and for them to go out and execute the way that they did was impressive for me. That's one thing I was looking for is how we're going to be able to execute out there without it being the ones or the twos, the guys they've been working with all spring. And I thought our guys did a good job. I mean, I don't think we had as many sacks as we probably had in the past, and I think a lot of that have to do with scheme too. I thought the quarterbacks got the ball out quick, and that helped as well. But I was impressed.
Speaking of the starters, Landon and Cole were held out of the spring. What's their status right now?
They're getting better. You know, Landon started off and he did some individual stuff with us and just worked, but we wanted to be on considering what he went through last fall. We want to make sure that he was healthy and got through spring ball healthy and got the work in that he needed to. And Cole had a neck surgery and he's recovering really well, and he'll be back for training camp and ready to go. And that's the other thing about spring ball. Some of those guys, I mean, again, you saw up front blocking for it. Some of them will be playing for us. Some of them probably won't be starting for us or anything. But I thought he did a good job.
How would you evaluate the running game after seeing the film from the spring game?
The running game, we didn't run it as much. You know, I think other things was there for us to take advantage of, and I think in the spring game we didn't show much. You know, so we kind of ran a lot of the same plays over and over and over again, and so I didn't think you didn't see much. You didn't see much from the run game because we didn't do much from the run game. You know, but I do think we're going to have a good running football team.
Saving it for Boise?
We're saving it for everyone.
Willie, this is your first booster stop. Is the message any different this year to the boosters and the fans than it was last year? How does it change from year to year and from the first time out?
Well, I think it's different because our team is different. You know, it's a different team than last year. I've been here for a year now and understand our team better, understand our fan base and everything better. You know, but it's a different year, so things are different. It's not like last year. You know, it's some different players, some same players, but they're more experienced and doing some things a little different than what we did last year. But I think the confidence in our players and what they're doing is totally different than what we were last year. And so I think the message is different from that standpoint, and it needs to be. It don't need to be the same as 18. We're done with 18. We don't remember that year.
You said you guys ran a lot of the same plays in that spring game. How much of that is due to having Art Briles' new offensive
Kendall.
Kendall Briles,
Yes.
excuse me. Kendall Briles, new offensive coordinator. How much of it's the guys kind of getting used to his style of doing things?
Well, it wasn't necessarily that. I mean, I thought they did a great job this spring picking up the offense. We did a lot of things throughout the spring, and our guys did a great job of running it, and I was really impressed from that standpoint. And I think Kendall does a great job of teaching and not making things complicated, and that allow our guys to go out and play faster and be have a synergy that we need as an offense. And so I don't necessarily think because he's new that's not why we didn't do it. A lot of it was intentionally not to do a lot of it in the game. But I think Kendall's done a great job being here. I think Coach Clemens done a great job with our O-line, and Coach Dugan's done a great job with our young receivers.
I know Landon's one of the guys you want to have probably to rely on a tackle. Chaz, Neal, Juwan, I mean, anybody else emerge from the tackle spot that you feel good to shore up that part of the offense?
Well, I thought Chaz got better. I thought Chaz has gotten better since the latter part of last season. You know, he's come along, doing some good things. We have some more pieces and things that we probably didn't necessarily see out in spring that will be different in the fall to help us out at the tackle position. I think we have some ideas of what we want to do up front and where we want to put guys to make sure that we have a solid offensive line. The one thing I'm excited about is that I think we'll have more depth up front, you know, and not have to worry about if someone goes down, then you don't know who to go to, or you have to go to someone that's probably not ready yet. I think we'll be better in that standpoint, from that standpoint.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's Xavier Peters' status right now? Is he still on the team?
Yes, he is. He's still on the
Is he
team.
back off the suspension?
Not yet. Yes, sir.
Last one.
The middle of the field, or actually, go ahead.
You better get this is the last
no,
question.
go ahead, Bob. I already asked.
You seem like you had a good one there.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Geared up.
I was going to ask about future scheduling. I know you scheduled Georgia a little while ago, but talk about the criteria of teams and schools that you're looking forward to as you build future schedules. Talk a little bit about that philosophy that you have.
Well, I think college football is forever changing, and you got to change with it. And we want to make sure we put ourselves in the best position to win games and to win championships, and put ourselves in a position so we can try to win it all like everyone, you know. But I think a lot of that has to do with scheduling and scheduling competitive competition each week, and we're not going to back down from that.
Thank you.
Can you get that? Can you get
All
that?
right, it's
Come
the
on.
first stop.
No,
We'll let you
well,
go.
it's just more of a strategy, boring question. I mean, with the way that the offense was moving the ball in the middle of the field, was Kendall just calling something up, or was the defense not prepared for that, or was it more him just?
No, the thing about the spring game, Kendall wasn't the only one calling the game. He was calling his side of the game, and then we had someone else calling the other teams. Again,
who was calling the other?
That was great. I'm not sure who Dugan had calling. I'm not sure if he was or not, but that was the beauty of the spring game. Again, you had a lot of people doing a lot of things that they probably won't be doing in the fall, and it worked out for us. But it also helped us in ways. But I think it was just more the quarterback taking advantage of what they were getting out on the football field, and then the receivers doing a good job of executing the play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's